है क्या? हाँ? कब पर? मुझे तो कोशिश कर रहा था स्लो करा। नहीं लगेंगे मारिए कितना मारना है आज एकदम फ्री है। गौरव भैया आपका फोन बज रहा है। हाँ छोड़ दीजिए बज नहीं तब ठीक अपना फोन नहीं होना चाहिए। सॉरी भला ये बॉल चिकना एकदम निकल जाए।
जा रहे हैं 2 घंटा करना है नहीं जान निकल के रहने चलो है
इसको हटा दीजिए इसको हटा दीजिए। क्या चीज का गुस्सा निकाल रही है।
हो गया
सॉरी ये बॉल चिकना है। उसका देखिए उसका सीन देखिए उसमें नहीं आया ना सीन देखिए कितना सॉफ्ट हो गया।
But slow balls, they can't get that power to hit. Maybe we can plan for 20. After 20, it will be fun. We can plan for every day.
कैच प्रैक्टिस करना
बाकी और चीज़ कर रहे हो
मतलब 2 नेट का
कर देना आगे से The ball is there. No, don't take it. No. Don't. Try to hit that ball. Hit that ball. Oh. Actually, Calvin नहीं Even 5% happen.
गुड मॉर्निंग जगन भैया
बॉल दे दो बॉल
आपका हो गया ये सेकंड है
नया बॉल लाना भूल गया
ग्रीस भैया डेंजर बॉलर है डेंजर
नॉर्मल गुड टेस्ट
इसमें आइएगा भैया मिडिल में आइएगा
मैं क्या बोल रहा था
मिडिल में ठीक है कि इसमें ही ठीक है बताइए
क्रिकेट के ओवर
मिडिल में ही आ जाइए
70-80 साल के एवोल्यूशन में जितना पैड और हेलमेट जो वो ट्रीटमेंट करा सकते करते हैं वो सारे डाउन इसके ऊपर कुछ सही ना ये मैंने लौटा प्लेयर देखा मतलब वो आम ना
ऐसा नहीं कि आज डाला है या उसके बाद कुछ लगा है उसके बाद लगा है कंसिस्टेंटली
आपका तारीफ हो रहा है
उसके बाद लगा
विश्व भैया आपका तारीफ हो रहा है आर्म गार्ड लगाते हैं चेस्ट गार्ड लगाते हैं बढ़िया शॉट था साला वो चिकना बॉल निकल जाता है बिमर कहीं ना चल जाए कौन बैट मांगेगा
हाँ एक कोई पैड
कर ले उसके बाद
आधे घंटे की
करिए ना
तो जगह यूट्यूब का अल्टर आफ्टर यू आर स्वराज चंद्र भैया
हाँ भैया
लास्ट वीक हैट्रिक मिल
विकेट आपको
गया
वाह 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 विकेट कीपर के साथ बॉलिंग भी अच्छा है हाइट है कितना ये देख रहे हैं ठीक है ठीक है और तेज पे गए थोड़ा
पिक कौन किधर
पिंक वाला आपके पास थोड़ा भैया के पास टाइम हो गया भैया हाँ वॉच कीजिए भैया आज एकदम मूड में है सब एकदम मूड में है कि रुकना नहीं डालो को
दादा ना
ज़्यादा बोलोगे तो निकालो दादा को
हाँ इधर डाल लेंगे खेल के
ऐसा नहीं होता भैया नंबर कर रहा ना तो मुझे डालेगा एक दूसरे को स्लेज करना बंद करो स्लेज करने वाले बंदे हैं करके तो समझ नहीं आया
प्रेस करो ना दादा पूरा हफ्ते का निकाल रहे हैं
अब तो भी नहीं सुधरेगा
इमर्जिंग एशिया कप में कल कितने गंदे तरह से हरा दिया बांग्लादेश। 8-15। हाँ
क्या टाइम है?
850। गौरव भैया सोच रहे थे हम अकेले क्या करेंगे।
साला 1 घंटा पूरा मुझे ही खेलना पड़ेगा, कोई नहीं आए तो। हाँ नहीं उधर ही।
रुपए वो पिंक बॉल दे दो। बॉल करेंगे।
इन सिंगर इन सिंगर
बॉल पे डिपेंड करता है। बड़ा बॉल पिंक बॉल।
पिंक बॉल। अरे वाह, क्रिस भैया तो स्विंग भी करवा देते। सेमी ओवल है।
GM
ये देखिए डिस्ट्रैक्शन। देखिए किसी ने कहीं बोल्ड मार दी हवा नहीं लगना चाहिए। पहले क्या हुआ ना, अंदर आया अपर का थोड़ा बाहर चल गया, बस उतना ही एकदम थोड़ा कि बैट मिस हो सके।
पैर आगे ला,
पैर आगे निकाल के ट्राई नहीं होना।
पैर आगे लेके आओ। बहुत ज़्यादा क्रीज पे स्टक था उस बॉल, क्रीज पे स्टक था उस बॉल पे।
हो गया वो एलिजिबल हो जाएगा।
हाँ, क्योंकि वो काफ़ी अक्रॉस आ गया था, उसके बाद पैर निकालना जरूरी है। हाँ, ये बेटर है। पर बहुत ज़्यादा भी नहीं कमिट करना, अगर ऐसे अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा आ रही है तो ज़्यादा कमिट नहीं करना।
कोई बॉल को बाउंस को मारा।
हाँ, ये बढ़िया है।
जो बॉल अच्छा है उसमें अच्छा बाउंस है, जो बॉल खराब है उसमें बाउंस है।
ये सही है एकदम।
ये जी वाला जो स्विंग हो रहा है ना, ये सीम पे गिरेगा तो बाउंस नहीं होगा क्योंकि सीम एकदम सॉफ्ट हो गया।
इसे डाल दो।
इसमें तो बाउंस है। चाहिए क्या पिंकी बॉल भैया? इस ना ना ये साइड में आता ही नहीं।
ये नहीं आएगा।
बहुत बड़ा बॉल।
क्रॉस तो तू आ रहा है बट ठीक है। हाँ
क्रिस भैया को विकेट कीपिंग छोड़ा के ऑलराउंडर बनाइए हैवी वाला। ये भी स्विंग हो रहा है। What?
नहीं कुछ नहीं कर सकता था एक्स्ट्रा बाउंस। सही आया था तू सही आया था बहुत ज़्यादा बाउंस हो।
नहीं सेफ है।
नहीं होगा
सेकंड स्लिप में आउट हो जाए।
तो फिर तो मेरे को लगता है कि एक और बार वो करना पड़ेगा लीग स्पॉट से। अगर इतने लोग जा रहे हैं तुम्हारे पास सब फिर तो टेक्निकली 11 ही लोग बच गए।
हाँ एक्चुअली
11 लोग बच गए तो फिर क्या है?
मिला के 12
तो फिर क्या है लीग स्पॉट?
अड़ा स्पिनर
शोल्डर ओपन हो रहा है दादा। ये वाला शोल्डर ऐसे आ रहा है। हाँ ऐसे ही रहे उसमें
Everything okay?
How are England going to play? All out for 172. It's like 33 overs in their first innings. Crawley and Duckett have had an established partnership over the last few years. They love batting together. Wanting to get off to a good start. Kerry and Keith Bartmore alongside. Are you looking forward to this?
Yeah, for sure. Good batting day, I think, Kerry. The sun's out, the pitch has got a bit more of a browner colour about it. We saw the Australians last pair, they nearly batted for 8 overs, so that tells you the pitch is pretty good. I think the Australians are going to have to strike with this new ball because it's going to get nice to bat on after about the 20 over mark.
Oh, agree. The thing about this is you don't want to bat last at the Optus. And this will be the best batting day. Things will start to go a little bit awry from tomorrow. And if England is still batting at stumps, Australia has to bowl them out within the day to be back in the game. If they're still batting with wickets in hand at stumps, then England are basically staring at 1-0 up after one. This is a pair that is the platform for so many of their big scores. The 6'5" and the 5'4", and it upsets bowlers' rhythms. But the most rhythmical guy yesterday was on hat-trick now was Mitchell Starc. He was tall and deep yesterday, and his elasticity at 35 is that of a 25-year-old. I watched him all day. His through the crease releases are just absolutely so athletic, so in sync.
Just explain that a little bit more, Torben and Dean.
Well, rhythm, or the ballroom dance rhythm. I know they were on ice, but
I thought that was Mark Wood actually when he was falling over.
no, not him. He wasn't rhythmical, but he's the problem for this England pair, and he's on a hat trick.
बीच में कहीं भी हम पकड़ लेंगे
Talk about the height of Ben Duckett, Zach Crawley. He's standing next to you, Kerry.
Yeah.
Here he is. He's going to be pumped up. He won't be happy that he's out so soon after Australia's batting innings.
Pretty happy at the press conference last night. Just reeled off 7 wickets, and then his team staring down the barrel of the first innings deficit, which is 40 runs, which could be important, but he's going to be the key again. Didn't get a lot of swing, did he? Yesterday, the last 2 wickets, that was Brighton. Cast caught out in deep, and the very next ball, Mark Wood saw a bit of room to Harry Brook in that shot, but not quite. So they're the two. That brings him on the hat trick. He's going to be some chance too.
Yeah, and Zach Crawley on a pair as well. Who would he rather bowl to?
Oh.
I think it would be Zach Crawley, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? 10 Australians have taken Test hat-tricks, 8 Victorians and 2 New South Welshmen. Stephen Spofford and Glenn McGrath. So it's been the domain of Victorians. Here's another strike for a blue, Mitchell Starc.
Got to be the biggest falling swing. It's got to be the ball.
Well, he said yesterday that the ball felt like a hockey puck. That's why he couldn't get the ball swinging. Zach Crawley staring down the pitch at this man. Can he get it right? First ball, he's done it so many times in his career. Got a wicket in the first over of this Ashes series. Can he do it first ball? Mitchell Starc on a hat
बॉल
trick.
होता है जो ऑन किए बॉल होता है उसके बारे में कुछ नहीं
Seam
पता
wobble or orthodox seam up.
Reflicks in a gully and play. Here we go, Mitch Starc with the new ball. Oh, it's a gentle press forward. Nice little teaser first up. He allows it to pass.
They've gone all boycott. Where was Bazball?
कितना रन
अभी
लीड
फर्स्ट बॉल था भैया
नहीं लीड
A
कितने
lead?
50
Too much for those two.
They've lost their bottle.
एक अंदर एक बाहर एक अंदर एक
Yeah.
लीजिए बाहर
I've gone early.
Let's see what he does this ball.
नहीं वो कह
That's
नहीं
why he's
वो स्लिप नहीं है तो चौका भी होगा
Starc, that first line swings on anything full outside off. He'll be tempted.
और
And there he is. that ball to the fielder. He has to be careful there because that was a nice shape from the mark.
बढ़िया
Yeah, a little bit of shape. He bowled at the Justin Langer in most of the day yesterday. I'm just looking at the flags above this grandstand.
चेतन ग्राउंड इधर से किधर
Doesn't really suit the swinging. One's shaped a little.
Steve Smith has said to Zach Crawley, there's no cover, there's no man sweeping on the boundary. If you want 4 through cover, you're welcome to play the shot. There are 3 slips in the gully waiting, and Stark's bowling angled across him. You sense Crawley's going to play the cover drive, don't you?
That looks like a scramble to me. Added to his game, which Stark talked about in the press conference last night. Jumping that round with the scramble delivery. He's such a good swing
ये बॉल था
bowler,
ना अच्छा वाला
but that variation has brought him a lot of wickets at the back end of his career.
The swing yesterday had pick up 7 without swing. Shows you how much adaptability he's got back into his Test career. Just watch the seam position there. That's the scramble seam. Took off. Pace in this pitch today.
Kilometres an hour. Big Stark. This is what he's going to be looking to do.
Well, he's an eye player, isn't he? Doesn't move his feet a lot, Zach Crawley. So drives on the up, so he struggles with early seam movement. A lot of players do, but he's one in particular because of the way he plays. LBW and bold candidate, the one coming back, he doesn't really take a big stride. And the Yorker, Mitchell Stark.
Haven't seen the Yorker just yet. Oh, in the air! Oh, what a grab! Mitchell Stark! Full stretch!
साला कितना अच्छा कैच पकड़ लिया
Unbelievable!
हाँ फॉलो थ्रू में कैच पकड़ लिया
Best first over man in Test cricket ever.
ये इस
That is a great catch. Very difficult for a big, tall, quick bowler to all of a sudden stop in his tracks and move sharply to his left this time. It might have stuck in the pitch, but that is tremendous. And to keep the ball above the ground, you often see Fieldsman will turn the ball onto the wicket, but he kept his
अच्छा कैच पकड़
arm in the right angle. Tremendous. It's out. He's kept the ball above the ground. There was a set.
Director,
Good.
fair touch. Short puts a fair delivery. Short
That is unbelievable stuff. Mitch Stark, first over of England's first innings, first over of England's second innings. And Zach Crawley with a pair.
That's out.
Yeah, just kept it above the ground.
What about the elasticity? Momentum going right, it had to go well up to his left to affect the catch.
That's good. That's good.
Hasn't bounced, hasn't touched the ground. It's still holding. Focus on underneath.
ठीक है
The law now states that
Rolling.
no part of the ball
Hasn't touched. Rolling.
can hit the ground, even if it looks like it's firmly in his hands, but it doesn't look like
Okay.
it's hit the ground.
ऐसे गिरा ये वाला गिरा ठीक है
Complete the catch.
ये
Just
वाला
done.
बॉल भी कैच हो
Just
गया
keeps
Go back to the previous one.
एल्बो पड़ा था तो उठ गया ये
अच्छा
कैच हुआ
लगने के बाद तो बहुत ही बुरा हो जाएगा
Yes, please. I don't see that the ball has made contact. Fingers were underneath and ball has made it contact with the ground. Satisfied?
ये देखो
लास्ट में लग रहा टच भी हो गया है ये वाला टच नहीं
बहुत ही ज़्यादा वो है
Aussies are about to go
आउट दे
wild
दिया
here.
लेकिन अंपायर कह रहे हैं कि ऐसा कोई एविडेंस नहीं
Right about now, Zach Crawley out for a pair. Even more impressive. Stark knew he had to keep that ball off the ground. He
Zach Crawley
outstretched his
दोनों
hand,
inning
he had
में
to
zero.
curve his wrist. All in his delivery motion, the reflex catch.
भाई तुम लोग रोते हो ना
Outstanding.
कि वो इतना दूर ग्राउंड तक जाके जीरो बना के आया है। वो बेचारा इंग्लैंड से ऑस्ट्रेलिया गया, 2 इनिंग में जीरो मार के वापस आया।
It's a clean grab.
Great game awareness, match awareness.
What about the wherewithal, let alone the athleticism of Mitchell Stark to get
He
back?
said he was elastic yesterday.
Oh, he's an elastic man. There's the elastic band stretching. What a grab that is. C&B, Crawley again. Another test wicket in his opening over for Mitchell Stark.
Mitchell Stark.
Brilliant stuff by the left armour.
Here we go then, Ollie Pope at 3. Round behind Stark. Oh, has he got something on that? No. That is definitely annoying.
Swung late.
We haven't seen the in-swinger from Stark for a while. There it was. Still directed, but there's movement through the air.
1 wicket down, none on the board. Mitchell Stark, take a bow. He is the best when it comes to tone setting.
Has to be a statue at the SCG for this guy. The best ever ODI bowler for Australia, a T20 stallion, and his record in Test cricket gets better and better.
This island is a research facility for the original Jurassic Park. We put ourselves in a place we don't belong.
In that first innings, didn't quite get his length right. What's going to be the key for him here?
Oh, I thought Doggett might have got the new ball actually. I think Scotty Boland's better first change bowl, but they've gone with the class. Wouldn't have thought he'd bowl as bad as he did yesterday again, Scotty Boland. So expect him to improve. I'm surprised Duckett didn't take a strike in that first over.
अगर हेजलवुड का पैट कमिंस रहता तो भैया
First innings, get out.
हेजलवुड और पैट कमिंस के ये 170 की जगह 70 बना था।
Suggested bowling a little
आई स्टार को
floaty
7 विकेट कर लेंगे
in the first innings.
वो
He's got
पहले
to
ही
bang
बंदे
it
मार
in.
के
He's got to bang it in on this pitch. Don't give them a chance to get on the front
वो
foot.
हैट्रिक बैटरिक ले जाता मेरे को लगता है
Duckett
दोनों में
is
से कोई है।
basically not a down-the-ground striker. So get him playing back around the crease line.
I think because of the extra bouncing Perth, he may have thought he had to bowl this full of the hidden stumps, and that just caused him to just bowl
पहला
a
विकेट
bit.
गिर भी गया।
And he was searching for movement, and it wasn't there.
क्रॉली
The only
जीरो।
reason I think
दो
Doggett
इनिंग
went
2-0 ढाका और
certainly in contention was because of the swing we saw in that first over from Stark. That ball will swing. Boland's more of a seam bowler, so Van Duckett, we know he thrives on width, any sort of width he'll look to get after. We did see him live a few more than normal in the first innings. He loves that square cut.
एक बार धर लिया था ना सिराज को धर लिया था
Bowler will
इंडिया
look
ने
to prey on it.
एक ओवर 25
That
रन
ball
मार दिए
doesn't do
24
consolidation, does it? Wicket in the first over. I expect Duckett to get about his work very quickly. His second over, 1 for none. That's the way they
एक
roll.
छोटा धमाका है
Play on the edge. Sometimes it doesn't. They're in front of the game though at the moment, but this initial 10 overs with this new ball is so crucial. For whatever reason, we've taken half an hour to bowl the next delivery. Set to go, are we?
Here he comes, Scott Boland. Some high on the bat.
Great length first up from Boland.
I like him round the wicket too, the left-hander. His natural shape in to sort of middle off and then just straighten away to the slips.
क्यों छोड़ना क्यों है बॉल आ रहा मारना ही है
Is that Crawley a pair? It's been a long time since an England opener had a pair in Australia. It was Mike Atherton back in 98, 99.
and puts the ball in to the right-hander, so round the wicket to left-handers. That is a lot more difficult. Try and nip the ball away from Duckett. Edged! Is that down? Bo Webster in there.
Yeah, it's
Did he get there?
Duckett down the wicket, advancing. Trying to get on the half volley. Outside edge. Ground. Go Webster. If anyone's going to scoop one up, it'll be him. He's on the field for Usman Khawaja. Sorry, Nathan Lyon is off the field. Usman Khawaja is on the field at first slip.
get kholiya bhaiya,
Russ
get
are in the
kholiya.
cordon though, Green and Webster. Yeah.
Duckett's away. Strong England crowd presence here today.
मैच इधर चल रहा है एक नंबर.
In full voice.
They were captivated by yesterday's play.
19
the supporters.
wickets today, yeah.
Yes, I spoke to a few of them this morning, and they were pumped. They were hitting the game and calling stumps, but just they salivated over that comeback after being bowled out for 172. Now they've got to do it again.
Played nicely.
Wicket Mafia.
First innings out for 46.
Full swing today, which we didn't see
दो
yesterday.
मोबाइल का धक्का लगे एक साथ.
More cloud cover today, maybe a bit more humid. There's a bit of a breeze on the top of the grandstand, but already we've seen a prodigious swing. He's swung in late. He did play well yesterday, Ollie Pope. Best
इंडिया
I've
को
seen him
हरा
play
दे
for a
दोनों
while,
मैच.
actually.
बहुत मजा आया.
But, really solid in defence. He wasn't as jumpy and moving his hands as much as he can do at other
जाने दे,
times
कोई दिक्कत नहीं है.
towards the ball.
We advances, nearly chops on. So what they try to do to bowl him, there he bowls that.
मोबाइल में नहीं लगा लेकिन मोबाइल उड़ गया. विकेट पे लगा.
It's inflated. You go to attack him from the off.
Stays in the crease this time. It's 1 for 2. Exciting stuff here. Middle of Perth Stadium.
तेरा नाम क्या है पूछे वाले पूछे तो बता तेरी पहचान क्या है
Ready to roll. Tata Women's Premier League coming soon on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
To judge the pace of that coming back at him. It doesn't come as quickly as he anticipates, but for him to get the timing right is incredible.
And look at the fullness of his follow-through. It was completely
लास्ट 6 में 12 बोल रहे हैं.
symmetrical, and he still had the wherewithal to come back one-handed to his left.
And then there's the physical side of it, so I think to dive full length on a pitch you know as hard as cement. In the back of your mind, that's going to hurt.
लंबा लंबा है, ठीक है.
But he did it all perfectly. Well balanced. Good awareness to keep his hand above the ground. Angled his wrists and his arm, forearm.
Going for the scramble delivery again. The question is, can Ollie Pope see that from the top of his mark?
Oh, I think he can. Yeah, I think he can.
Our camera's captured. He's not trying to keep the seam upright at all, is he?
I think he willed the odd ball. I think the odd one we saw that first ball to Pope, which really swung late. I think he's going to slide across then. You know, your money ball. Strong through the offside, Ollie Pope.
ये भैया
Likes to
है,
bat
वाइट
on
लास्ट में
ball.
जाके कटा है. हाँ चलिए वाइट.
Can look a little nervous at
5-10.
times.
But I think he's worked hard on that actually the last year.
चौका.
Oh, there it is. That's what he was searching for. The money ball, the one that comes back in full. He is so good, Mitch Stark, and he's even better at the moment because he knows every single ball counts here.
There you go. Yeah. Seam up. You can see that pretty well if you're a batsman.
एक रन
With the newer ball, the
सभी
seam's
ऊपर
nice
है
and
बस
bright
मेरा
and
दो बार
white.
एक किया और ये
Movement back in.
वो भी आप समझ
Moved as
जाइए
much as England in the first innings by a long way. England moved the ball off the deck a lot. Suddenly there's movement off the deck here in this second dig.
Yeah, as well. Which is the most important thing, especially for Mitchell Stark.
He's locked and loaded. Stark humming nicely, Kerry.
This is what Test cricket's all about. It's a full house here at the Optus. The game's in the balance. The home support's there, but the visitor support is extreme.
If he was a car, what would he be?
Be a Ferrari. Glistening.
The Ferrari's revving
Sleek.
One at the top of the tree. Top
He's
of
a
the
Ferrari. He's been one of the most underrated cricketers we've produced, this guy.
Well, the Ferrari's revved up and it catches the edge. And thankfully for Duckett, it goes into space.
It's a funny old game. They'll be lucky than good sometimes. That was in the air, a loose shot from Duckett. Half-hearted from him. He normally throws the hands at that. He just pushed at it. And it's catchable straight through the middle between third slip and gully.
I think there's rationale in not having a gully for Ben Duckett. I think you pack the cordon. He gets edges to the cordon rather than, he doesn't get caught in the gully very often. I'd push that gully a lot finer and make a fourth slip.
This time it's more of a shovel. Makes that back underneath the ball. This outfield square is very long, so you have to run all of those.
It's a funny position Cameron Green is in there. Gully, I think he's there for the slash because he's very deep. He's not actually in the line with the slips cord. He's back behind them. So he's deep for the real slash.
इतना बढ़िया ग्राउंड रहता है ना बस मक्खन रहता है छक्का मारे के बारे में सोचो भी नहीं यहाँ एक ग्राउंड है वैसा MCG
MCG 2
Let's go after it again. Fielding, Ollie Pope has to be on guard at the end of the over. Some intensity stuff here. 1 for 9.
Premier League, only on Geo Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
The Premier League broadcast on Geo Hotstar is presented by Black and White Ginger Ale, non-alcoholic, in association with Eurogrip Tires, Fly Emirates, Fly Better, and Kingfisher, the king of good times.
कार पार्किंग है ना
It's better than my forward defence against spin, so he'll reverse sweep mine when he comes on. I think that's a refreshing overview, isn't it?
It's good attitude.
It's the same for Harry Brook.
अगर बढ़िया से गेम में भी जाता है ना तो चौका नहीं होता है रुक गया था बोल
डाउन करो तो ही जाता है भाई ये क्या हैंडल बना रहा है क्या कृष्णा
3-6 in the gully for Poland.
This is where he was so good, Junior Anisha, in the first innings. Ollie Pope, he presented the full face when others were squaring up and edging. He was really good, positive down the ground. He looked impressive, Ollie Pope.
He's just tightened his game up a bit. Sometimes he just feels for the ball. He leaves a gap between bat and pad and he feels for the ball, but he looks like he's tightened right up.
Good lead, watchful. Talk about the way these guys play under McCullum and Ben Stokes. post-June 2022, all of their averages have pretty much gone up, but it's the strike rates. Zach Crawley, 73, Duckett, 87. Pope, Root, even. He went up even further, but it's just come down in the last 6 months, Joe Root. Ben Stokes, that's what they asked of all of these players. All of them have improved under McCullum and Stokes.
Nicely bowled. Cricket. Yeah, exactly that. Those strike rates are telling. This one's hit back, just leaving it on bounce, you know, at the whacker, or Optus is going to go over the line of the stumps. I mean, Harry Brooks striking at 87 and Duckett at 87. That just puts so much pressure on opposition bowlers. I think if they can just get a little bit tweaked out a little bit, get the balance a bit more, shot selection a bit sharper, they're going to be even a better side.
Tucked away nicely. Touch move for this. It's quick. The other thing, I guess, is if you're looking to be aggressive with that harder ball, it makes it soft very quickly.
It's not surprising that Duckett improved under the McCullum regime. Joe Root was the one that surprised many, given he's a technician. But he's often said that the baseball era has made him better because he's not so technically conscious as he once was. And his numbers have gone through the roof under McCullum Stokes.
Well, I think initially they wanted to just see where the limit was. They wanted to not put any restrictions on any of the batters. And we saw Joe Root play the ramp, third ball of his innings at times, but he's actually come back more to where he was traditionally in the last year or so, as they've tried to manage that balance of all-out attack and being smart with their batting.
They've got Root and Stokes. They're the two that, you know, their strike rates are the lowest. So they're the two guys that are probably the rocks of the batting, and the rest of the guys are all the firecrackers that just go off. So they've got a pretty good match of stroke players and guys that can defend. Still a little bit more room for tinkering, but they're a much more dangerous side than they were 4 years ago. You know, they were very defensive. They had to change.
There he advances. Didn't know where it went. It's going to kick on down to the boundary. All out aggression from Ben Duckett. That's the way he plays. 1 for 18.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with That's It. That's Digit.
That's where Duckett's so dangerous. When he decides to charge, he often gets a boundary for. He's a big four-hitter, this fellow. He can hurt Australia here with a lot of boundaries. So, you know, Brendan McCullum said that I think technique is just an entry point in cricket. And it's a disarming comment, isn't it? You know, I was consumed with technique. I look at players only from 10, and Ollie Pope is a technically very pure player. McCullum regards it as an entry point, and then you've got to find a way past it.
At this level, most players got pretty good techniques. Then it's the mental side of the game, your approach. Some players look to defend first rather than attack, but I think if you look to attack firstly, I think it's a good starting point for any batsman.
Ben Duckett is just someone at the moment who's just so completely at ease with his own game. 6 centuries, 38 test matches, but there was a time when he was left out of the squad and in the periphery. 6 years in the wilderness after the incident in 2016, Trevor Bayliss. Time nicely, recovers. Trevor Bayliss was the coach of England at the time. There was an incident here in Australia.
And he once admitted that he poured a drink over Jimmy Anderson. It wasn't a beer, it was a vodka. He wants accuracy in terms of that.
When he did eventually get his moment in 2022, he got a century at Duckett, and he hasn't looked back since.
He went to a public school and is it Stowe? Yeah. He's a private schoolboy, but he's got the instincts of a street fighter, Ben Duckett.
Poker showing a lot of resilience as well. Kind of felt that he was the most dispensable in that batting order at times, but every time there's been talk around his position in the side, he's always stepped up, and I think this is a big tour for him, big few tests for him.
He normally starts series well, Ollie Pope, then his form drops off. Jacob Bethel was spoken about as a possible replacement 3. Don't think he's got a first-class 100, has he, Bethel? Got talent, though.
It's a very inviting gap on the offside. Gentle push. Takes him for a single. That's the best way to play against Stark. Get down the other end. Just tuning in. Take a look at this. Mitch Stark at the age of 35. His career best figures in the first innings. But he can catch too.
Amazing what the dangle of a wicket does in front of a fast bowler. Do anything to get a wicket. That was a great bit of follow through athleticism.
It just shows how on it he is.
Yeah, switched on, concentrating. Job's not done just because you bowled the ball.
He's the leader of the attack. He has not disappointed. Mitch Stark, exactly what Steve Smith would have wanted from his prime fast bowler. No Hazelwood, no Cummins. He needed to step up. Seen too much short stuff. That last one. First one to Duckett. Third man in position.
Yeah, he caught up. Ball set.
When he finished with a fully. Shaping delivery. He wants him reaching. Might even bring that third man into place as well at the end of the over. It's 1 for 21. We're going to have a change.
I've been having this recurring nightmare. Everyone dies.
It's time to break the cycle. It finally arrives.
Through that cordon, the first slip and gully. You see the movement there. Stark's found his rhythm again, Brett. He was beautiful yesterday, and he's that rhythm once again. The reason why Richard Stark is holding those outswingers to Ben Duckett. Look at that second line there. Stark swinging away, entices the drive. Well, he already has. Duckett got a little bit fortunate.
Boland looks to be on his length today. Nicely worked by Pope, trimming wicket. Compact again. It's a good run to come back to 3.
Morning, Ellie. Morning. It's been a nice start once again by the Australians. Still going at a decent clip, England. 24 of 5.1. Lead is 64, but yeah, you're right, Morning, about that shape. Mitchell Stark. I don't think that ball swung a lot in the first innings. There's a little bit of nibble off the seam, a little bit of shape with a brand new ball, but as it flattened out, it was quite straight. Stark picked up 7 for a course, but today it looks as though that he's got his seam position correct. Let's look at the field to Ben Duckett. Scott Boland's 2.1 over, north of 13. England are going at him. They've got a third man on the boundary purely for that big wild Yahoo. Top edge over the cordon. Just look at the scoring, mate. You've got to score it at nearly 5s again.
Bo Webster out on the ground. Nathan Lyon is off the ground at the moment. He copped a couple of nasty blows while he was batting. That one right above the hip has caused him a few issues. But due to the fact it's an external issue, when he comes back on, he can bowl immediately.
Intrigued with this contest, Scott Boland versus this England team, because they're just not going to allow him to settle. They don't fear his bumper. They're going to try and nullify LBW by getting out of the crease, and they're going to try and hit him off his line and length.
Yeah, you're right. You sort of look at teams that have sat back, like Scott Boland, he averaged 16. Teams that have tried to attack him, England. The only team that's tried to attack him so far, it's working for England. Work a way to counter that attack. Scott Boland. Basically, yards 6 and over across the 2 innings. Scott Boland.
Go back to 2023. England, 115. Just got the 2 wickets. Obviously, did the damage in 2021, was it? 6 or 7? Your moment, Howie?
Scotty Boland's moment. He's 6'7" now rather than 6'4". So
yeah, 6'7". 6'7".
Cast him on too far forward, but if Patrick Cummins does come in for the second test, the Australians will have to make decisions about their bowling lineup.
We'll see where they go in terms of formation, because this test match here, what we've seen so far, it's day 2, 21 wickets have fallen. Nathan Lyon is probably not required on this kind of surface. Nathan might be required in Brisbane, day-night game, pink ball. Didn't play him in Jamaica, pink ball there.
It's good cricket, just rotating the strike. A lot of singles out there, and they're happy to take them. 6, building again, England. 1 for 26.
इसमें ये डाल दूं एक अच्छे से बनाने
अबे थम जा बे बाउली ईसा तुम डरना नहीं अगर ये कलर्स के लाडले हैं ना यही कलर्स के लाडले बाहर तुम ही जाओगी ध्यान रखना
हमें क्यों नहीं खरीद रहा कलर इतने महंगे भी नहीं है हम खरीद
वही तो महंगे बनो तो खरीदेंगे
You'll be doing it on the big break, but who are you pumping for, Brett? Oh, first and foremost, you have to go on. Stokes has still got his career to unfold. He's over 200 test wickets. He's just been incredible. 116 tests, I think, top of my head. Ian both 383 test wickets to his name, and got the runs at a clip as well. Did it in an era where I thought wickets were quite tough to bat on. He had to go out there. A lot of times he didn't even bat the helmet. But for me, 383 test wickets at the moment for me, Ian both. Start to Pope. Throws the hands at it, make a big point, and he's a lord as well. It's pretty hard to top.
And he was probably hung over every time he played.
Well, different preparation back then. Just had a glass of red at Lords, didn't they, at lunch?
I think Timmy Taylor was telling a story last week. I think it might have been Slate put on 300 at Trent Bridge in a test match. He went into the lunchroom, there was a big table in the lunchroom, both teams, and David Gow was there pouring a bit of Bollinger towards the team, saying, here's to the first wicket.
Shape from Mitchell Stark, and he's the man that England need to keep out. 8 wickets for the test match.
Yep, England can. What have Australia got to back up this world-class left arm and get this shape back in? And that's the way to go to Ollie Pope, try and get him through the gate. See that head just falling over to the offside. I'm surprised they haven't tried the Yorkie yet. It did for him in the first innings.
I think if Mitchell Stark can get it about a foot fuller, you're looking at that big front pad of Ollie Pope, knee roll height. Pitch it up, it's going to allow the ball to shape more, give
It's a beautiful seam position. He'll curl one back in. Just have a look at the length. That one there, a fraction short. Get a little bit fuller and watch that front pad get blown off.
Oh, beaten on the inside. That is an absolute peach from Mitchell Stark.
Oh, that's length.
Chop on it late. Pope was nowhere near it.
Always tell when his rhythm's right. Just when that seam position looks good, he's not trying to fight the ball, push the ball. His action looks clean, he's following through. He's a supreme athlete. It's Mitchell Stark.
Mention his head falling to the offside line. Just explain what you mean by that and what impact that has on Ollie Pope as a batsman.
He's been working really hard with his hands, making sure he keeps his hands close and tight. By doing that, that keeps his head nice and upright over off stump. Watch Ollie Pope when he's just out of a little bit of rhythm. In the first innings, he played nicely, he kept that head nice and upright. Just watch his head here. You can see it there, just kind of falling over to the offside, which makes him have to play across the line of the ball. That's what Australia are going to challenge. It's so important for Ollie that he keeps that head really upright and gets it going back towards the ball where it's come from. Working overtime with his technique at the minute.
Stark looking to shape it away from Duckett. It's pretty spread forward.
They've got two albatrosses in there.
They do.
Western Cameron Green.
They've got a couple of Joel Garners in at their disposal, don't they?
Well, they've got 4 metres of wing time, 2 each.
Inside.
To find that when you come play shield cricket here in the West, gents, against Western Australia. Joey Angel, Tom Moody, some big boys. Then you have Justin Langer in there somewhere.
Well, Tommy was at Gillies last night, wasn't he, having a bit of a feed. Great to see him.
Final ball to Stark over. Eases it away through the vacant point region. Duckett continues to go at a good clip after 70 with 1 for 29. Mentioned Nathan Lyon had copped a couple of blows, so he's ready to roll.
It's one of those pitches that I think I'm a runaway. I remember running away. But then a miracle happened to me. My family has no idea that I'm living this life, but I'm looking for you. And we're going to meet one day.
I can't recall day one of a test match where I've seen so many batsmen get hit. And because of burst of the pace, the excellent display of fast bowlers from both sides. Limit the wicket and the aggressive bowling.
Took 27 on debut yesterday. Former Carpenter, broken cast, bowled out of the attack.
Carpenter.
15 from his 3 overs. He was a chippy 10 years ago on the work site playing cricket for fun. Now he's bowling in an Ashes test match.
What did you say, kitchens and stuff like that?
Just talk Carpenter, I didn't go into specifics.
Does he travel?
Well, he will be now. He won't have his hammer with him.
I think he'll get a lot of confidence. Dog it out of yesterday. He bowled particularly well. Something of his playbook and what's on offer for him. His strengths, of course, he generates extra bounce from the fuller length because of his height. He operates around that 6 to 7 metre length, the channel line, and he's got some good variations. Bounce, of course, reverse swing. I'm sure we'll see a lot of reverse swing. Channel line, for those that are listening in, would be the sort of middle and off stump line, just outside off stump, in the hot zone.
Bit of width, can't beat Nathan Lyon. He does, he runs over the top of the line. Thought he had it covered. Back for 3.
Channel
See
line.
there as he threw that, immediately put his hand to that area.
that left hip. I think he's going to go off again. I think he's just pointed to stay on the offside. He'll stay at square leg for a bit. It's Mark Wood that hit him on that hip yesterday. The channel line, Jeff Boykin used to call it the corridor of uncertainty. Yep, that's the channel line. Like there, he's in a bit of pain. It's pretty much you're giving yourself every opportunity to take a wicket before dismissal. Just looking at the weighing that they're just manoeuvring the ball. Just keep going back to yesterday when Atkinson and Jofra Archer were bowling. Really just could not score. The line's movement there. He's got problems. Consider as well for Nathan Lyon, it's not just the movement in the field, it's the opportunity to bowl, it's how he's going to operate, get his momentum through the crease. See him warming up. This finger spinners, they just stand at the crease and they just comes out of the wrist, but it's a lot of momentum and energy at the crease for spinners. Get his hips through, pull down hard like a fast bowler.
Takes advantage of the width. Powerful square of the wicket. He's only poked another bounder and he can continue to roll along.
Yeah, that is a gift to Ollie Pope. It's exactly where he wants it. Try to overhit it. Such a good position, and he just uses the pace.
Dog it over. 8 and then 1 for 37. Lead now.
सेविंग्स की एक निंजा टेक्निक बताऊं। डिजिट का कार इंश्योरेंस लेते वक्त पे एज यू ड्राइव चूज करना, किलोमीटर्स कम, सेविंग ज्यादा। डिजिट कार इंश्योरेंस विद पे एज यू ड्राइव, दैट्स इट, दैट्स डिजिट।
I know that Ollie Pope's head position's in a good place. When he can't play that shot, his head's falling over to the offside, can't get that weight transfer back towards the ball. Really good signs for Ollie Pope. Probably assume this when he starts last over unless he picks up a wicket. 5 on the trot. Square leg's gone over to the offside, so just 2 fields on the onside.
Quite as large as it was between Webster and Green. Gap between the second slip and what you call the first of the 2 gullies there between Smith and Labuschagne.
Middle.
Full recovery's changing all the time. Read Mitchell Stark last night straight into the ice bath after the press conference here at the ground, and then back to the room. He's got those called Normatec, those long, those black leg coverings that air pumps in and out the whole time.
Yeah, you look like an ice hockey goal.
Yeah, he did. He spent an hour watching the NFL last night with those meant to just promote blood flow. So he's doing everything he can to be ready.
They're the compression legs, aren't they?
Yeah. Press and release, pressing the boys.
Some of them at home.
Yeah, do you use them?
Yeah.
They help you bowl.
Thanks, golf. Help me walk.
Goes across him. Yeah, just in terms of what he would have done last night. Mitchell Stark, he would have used all the technology that they've got at hand, and that's one of them, the ice bath, of course. I still find that the best form of recovery is sleep, and sometimes it's very hard to go to bed after you bowled all day and spend a lot of energy and hard to get a good night's sleep, but you want to try and get your 8 hours sleep in, plenty of hydration. He would have lost anywhere from 3 to 5 kilos yesterday through fluid and through energy. So you're going to replace the electrolytes and get as much food as you can.
Quite hard that last delivery. He's just walked away with a square leg. He's just down to have a chat just to give him time to get himself ready.
That hurt. Oh, look where it gets him. Oh, it's taken his right thumb and also elbow. Double whammy.
Might be a big role for Cameron Green to play today with the ball. He comes on in replace of Mitchell Stark. Only bowled one over in the first inning. He's got a wicket.
Yeah. And look, I know that they're looking after his body. He's with the comeback trail. I thought he bowled beautiful the first 6 balls he bowled. He's the type of guy that will suit these conditions, I think. He's extra bounce, he's quick enough. And I want to see him come on sooner rather than later. Because Stark doesn't want to blow it out here.
Well, on this kind of pitch, he has to step up. You look at what Ben Stokes did yesterday. All-rounder versus all-round. Ben Stokes was 5. Got a big wicket at Pope. Only bowled 6 balls.
Again across him, so beats him the last couple of balls of the over. A wry grin, the Australian, 1 for 38.
Hit it low. Get it high. Miss me?
It's a gamble. Trying to hit Scott Boland off his length. Good drive from Ollie Pope. He's looking very nice. That's a good sign for Ollie Pope as well. The balance hit through the onside. You just can't bowl that to any of the England players. Short and wide. Partnership's a good one. 38 from 49. Not told on the radio how it's the first time in Test cricket history. It's in the first 3 innings of a Test match.
Yes,
the score has been.
So, 1 for none, as we say in this part of the world. 2,608 Test matches. 200 Test matches. Australia versus England at Gabba, where there was 1 for none in the first, second, and fourth innings. And Australia versus Pakistan at the SCG in 2023-24. Davies' last test, the first, third, and the fourth innings. But in 2,600 tests, you're quite right. First time it's been 1 for none or 0 for 1, as you say, in the first 3 innings. Let's hope it's not all 4 innings. Bit of hesitation. The overthrow's here. It's always coming. Smith isn't sure why the shy was taken. He saw it coming, and that's really hurting the Australians. 5 leg buys.
The only good news with that is that it doesn't go against Doggett.
It's a small positive to see, a negative is bigger. Well, lead up to 85 now. England really putting the hammer down after being 1 for none. Big shout, big shout! The two noises.
I think it was something crash into maybe the outside of leg stump, but I heard a couple of noises. It could have been 2 pads. Was there bat involved?
Has to have been an inside edge. Australia not even having a conversation to review.
Chase the wide one. Continue to come. 3 more.
Near fives again, not pretty much fives like they did in the first innings. 4.97, 5.24 they scored in the first innings.
Well, look, it puts pressure on the bowlers too. When they're scoring at a good clip, they think, I've got to take a slip out from somewhere, I need some protection. So they put the pressure back on the Aussie bowlers here.
Doggett to Duckett. David Warner has stepped in. Morning, gents.
Morning, Howie.
Morning, mate. How are we?
Aussie's under pressure. That's what I'm seeing. There's a partnership here for England worth 48 from just 54 balls. Aussies, they look under pressure, making mistakes in the field. There's been overthrows. Desperately need a wicket.
Upish and the vacant cover though. A single, another positive over for the tourists after 10. 1 for 49. Adam Gilchrist. Join the boys in commentary shortly.
तेरा नाम क्या है पूछे वाले पूछे तो बता तेरी पहचान क्या है
Ready to roll. Tata Women's Premier League coming soon on Jio Hotstar and Star Sports Network.
This broadcast is brought to you in association with That's It. That's Digit.
I think the only thing is as well is that the boundaries are so big, so boundaries are hard to come by. But they will score 5. They score at 5 and over generally with the field spread.
Well, and especially if they can spread the field back, then you'll be able to rotate it very easily. Scotty Bowler coming back into the attack, changing ends, coming from the members' end. Gilly.
Just yeah. To everyone around the world, it's another little captivating passage of play, typically from England, a positive approach that the guys just both mentioned, going just on 5 and over, really. Had a real desire to get after Boland. Evidence again.
It's a clear plan by England to try and put Scotty Boland off his length. They know where he's going to bowl. It's a 50 up for England. Know what line of length he's going to bowl, so try and upset it, stick down the pitch and make the bowl a little bit shorter. Ben Duckett there.
Well, he took one on the glove, didn't he, early in his innings? And just another reminder of how tender that might be. It's a 50-run partnership after the dismissal of Zach Crawley. Second duck in the game. What a horrible feeling. I know it well from personal experience. Survived a few more balls than I did when I got that pair, but yeah, it's a nasty experience, but they've rebuilt beautifully, this pair.
Especially to start the series as well.
Yeah.
You want to get off to a good start, get a few runs, get your confidence up a little bit, get a good look at all the bowlers. Unfortunately, he's going to have to start again in Brisbane. But these two have played well. They've been busy. Ollie Pope's looked good. Looks like he's made a few little adjustments to his technique.
Yeah, they have. They've both been busy between wickets, and with the depth of the field as well, you're allowed to actually score fairly and rotate strike, and that's what Ollie Pope's been able to do. I know they got a deep point, but he's still dropping run. I think the last time he came out here, I think Nathan Lyon sort of scarred him. Since he's come in the first inning as well, he's just looking to be nice and positive, ultra positive, probably a little bit different to the way that he tackles it probably at home, the way that he's grown up. But everyone's adapted once they've come into this England setup and the way that Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum want them to play and go about the business.
Lovely boundary.
Accurate that, I think. Presentation, 1% draw. I'm not sure how that's hanging around.
Ice course is level
Need a lot of rain for that draw to come. I don't think the rain's coming.
Weather looks pretty good. The forecast for the next few days. Cloud, tiniest drizzle earlier today, but never enough to threaten the start of play.
हेड फॉल में ज़्यादा दिक्कत है भैया, ये वाला आंख से देखने लगे, ये वाला ज़्यादा देखो हेडिंग फॉल
I think to your point on Ollie Pope, Dave, his position, something's got his eye line here behind that sight screen.
I think she's the lady who's telling people to sit down.
Pretty big sight screen area there, but just obviously people moving just above it. Catching his attention.
I remember Steve Smith with like a paper aeroplane or something that was behind the MCG or something. Yeah. Little detail that people see. It's a long way up.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Maintain the strike. He thought about pushing for two, but settles for a single. 11 gone, 51. Loss of 1 wicket.
We do anything for our kids.
In line with the ball on the right there, playing the ball under his eyes. Playing that one out, more out of the middle of the bat, whereas the one on the left falling across to the offside, more of a chance of being out LBW.
And I like the way that you analyse that as well, Huss. Do you also think about the way that his bat plane comes down?
Yeah, I have noticed that a little bit. Sometimes the bottom hand comes through a little bit too early.
So it's inverted in.
And the setup, that front leg certainly just open on the right-hand side. It's just open a fraction more to allow the bat plane to come through.
Yeah, because that there, I think if he comes through that line there, he's going to be a nicking candidate. But they're full face to the bat. Normally with guys like AB de Villiers, they usually come flat straight through like a pendulum. Chris Rogers was the same.
Yeah, not quite so much. And not identical deliveries, obviously that he thought was going down the leg side. Doggett continues. Nice leave.
Yeah, okay, though, Gilly on the foot starting close towards off leg stump. He's giving himself a little bit more room.
And the thing is, that's not an easy thing to do mid-test. Right, he's actually adapting straight away. So he's gone back and had a look at the net, spoke to the batting coach and said, what do you reckon it is? And it is that stability, isn't it? I think sometimes people who have that prelim and go across, they get stuck. Matt Renshaw was one early on in his career. But that's good to identify that.
The interesting thing, though, he's obviously identified that, okay, LBW is a threat, so I want to open up my front pad a little bit and play straight down the line. But then, that can be a problem. You can get beaten outside the off stump because he's obviously looking for the straighter balls and he's missed a few outside the off stump. He's played and missed to Mitchell Stark a few times. Here's another one where he's feeling outside the off stump that went away off the seam. Could have easily have nicked it. So when you're sort of trying to fix one area, it can expose another area of the game.
The other thing there as well is your actual front shoulder then opens up and then you square yourself up. It's not an easy game. It's hard to do these things. Especially when we get technical.
Especially mid-test match. There, Nathan Lyon to a single. Yeah, and if there was any batting position in jeopardy leading into this, or if there's any uncertainty, it was probably Ollie Pope's position. That Jacob Bethel, the young, exciting left-hander, who was probably in contention. Pope's probably had a little bit of a habit of starting series really well and then just tapering off a fraction. This is yesterday. I thought he played well yesterday. Had some beautiful shots down the ground. He looked busy, positive, looking to score runs. He came in very early at the end of the first over. Straight. Low pitch from Doggett. So quick, Ben Duckett, to pounce on anything that the bowler will offer, and often he'll create it. You have to do too much there rather than just bring it back through nice and straight. Profits another couple of runs. I think this is an improvement in Ben Duckett's game. Coming into the series, all the homework we did on Ben Duckett was he's good off the back foot, he's good square of the wicket, he scores all his runs square, tucks it off his hip. But he's actually played some beautiful drives down the ground yesterday and jumped all over that full of ball from Doggett as well. It's a good touch.
When you've got an opening batsman who can do that, it's hard to nail down. He rotates strike and he gets the field spread as well. But when you get that straight down between the V working as well, it can't bowl you anywhere.
Reminds me actually of what you used to play, Davey. Be aggressive, counter punch early, get the field spread back, and then you can just rotate, and then the fielding team are waiting for you to make a mistake rather than trying to get the batsman out. Gone, 54.
And I think with Ben Duckett, we talk about how he's not left many balls in his career, but I also had that mentality myself of, once I was sort of in and applying pressure back to the bowler, I was in a one-day mode. I just wanted to rotate strike. And that's, trying to be as busy as I can. And I look back at the way that you played your game, especially in one-day cricket. I know we're talking about test cricket, but if you're looking to be busy and looking to score, put you in a better position to defend as well, I feel.
I've been having